Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless spoilers for June 30th, July 4th, 2025 see Cole Howard J. Eddie Peck being on his deathbed, and Adam Newman Mark Grossman going to extremes to stop a bad thing from happening to his family. We've also got scoop on Kane Ashby's Billy Flynn's secret weapon and Devin Hamilton's Britton James' darkest fears. We've got your latest Y&R spoilers for the week of June 30th and some info on holiday preemptions for the CBS soap. So, we are wrapping up this week with Victor Newman Eric Bredin, Nikki Newman Melody Thomas Scott, Billy Abbott Jason Thompson, and the gang stuck in France because of the storm. But it looks like they're all going to be back home, including Kane, next week at some point. So Josh Morrow promised us a murder mystery. He didn't say if it was going to be in Genoa City or in France, but he said it was coming. So we'll see where it manifests. It's looking now like it's going to be back in their hometown. So as this week on Y&R wraps up, Victor and Nikki are irritated because they can't leave Kane's French estate. And Victor is worried that Kane may have a plan B for getting a hold of Chancellor Industries, and that they are being kept there sequestered for a reason. All true. Nikki's worried about Lily Winter's Crystal Cowell, still wanting revenge for her, and Victor doing Lily dirty when they snatched Chancellor. But Sharon Case talked them down off that and says no, Lily doesn't want anything to do with Kane. So, that's off the table. Not on the roster of concerns. It is painfully clear Lily despises Kane, and she even kissed Damian Kane Jermaine Rivers at the end of the week to send a clear message to her ex that she's moved on. And actually what's really funny is that they are doing retcon stuff in the dialogue. If you listen on Friday's episode when Kane is talking to Lily about a reconciliation, and she's talking about how they are not the young kids they used to be. A what? She was 18, and he was like 30 or 31 when they were getting together. So they are trying to dial it back, because Billy Flynn is significantly younger than Daniel Goddard. You know, maybe when he lost that Australian accent, he lost years. But they're definitely trying to restructure history when I think it'd be better if they just didn't mention it instead of contradicting it. Anyway, Victor is also worried that Jack Abbott Peter Bergman might team up with Kane against him, but Nikki thinks Diane Jenkins Susan Walters is more likely to do that. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford is talking out of her backside, telling the Newmans that she's in on this big opportunity with Kane and how they're going to be working together. Blah, blah. Typical Phyllis's nonsense. Although, I do think it's going to manifest. It's just that she's making it up right now. Kane also tells both Victor and Nick Newman Joshua Morrow that, he made the offer to buy Chancellor. Victor turned him down, so that's that. It's cool. No problem. They can relax. Not true. Meanwhile, next week, Kane is back in Genoa City and meeting with his real co-conspirator, who is not Phyllis. Kane did an end run, and he fired Damian, and then made a side deal with Holden Novak Nathan Owens, and he's the one who's been buying up all the real estate around the Newman and Abbott business holdings for some nefarious reason. Kane wanted Holden doing it, so his name's not on it. And Kane is asking Holden next week if anybody suspects what's going on. And he says no, they're in the clear. That's not quite accurate, because Adam has figured out after doing some digging that somebody's buying up all that real estate. He tells Chelsea Lawson, Newman Melissa, Claire Egan, he's got to go tell Victor. I don't know if he knows it's Holden, or he just suspects it's Damian, because at this point, he doesn't know it's Kane, because no phone service yada yada. So Adam's got to go tell Victor because nobody in the Newman family is answering his calls. And that's because of that bad storm and possibly because Kane is jamming cell signals. So, next week, watch for Adam to basically hike his way through torn-up train tracks that were ravaged by the storm to get to Victor and drop the bombshell about what Kane is doing back in their hometown. By then, though, despite Adam's valiant efforts, it may be too late. We'll see. Next week, before everybody leaves for home, we've also got Devin telling Amanda Sinclair Miss Hale Morgan that he's worried Kane is using this big party as a way to distract them from something. That's accurate. Devon is then pumping Kane's lady lawyer for info, but he gets nowhere because Amanda claps back on Devon and says, "Even if that was the truth, why would I ever tell you?" You know, Amanda walked in on Devon banging Abby Newman Melissa Ordway in their living room, and Abby's husband Chance Chancellor Connor Floyd was with her. So, they both got an eyeful. So yeah, Devon's right to be worried because Amanda hates him and has Kane's ear and doesn't like Abby. And you know Kane has given Amanda the means to clap back on him if she wants to. And if Lily keeps rejecting Kane, as I suspect, she will then, Kane might take aim at Winters and Chancellor both for payback. I think Amanda would love to take a shot at Devon. Also, we had Claire Grace Newman Haley Aaron suffering that panic attack, and Holden coming to her rescue this week, and they're doing some bonding. And I think that's foreshadowing who Claire is going to turn to if Kyle Abbott Michael Mealer does a bad thing and does that. Bad girl Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver in France. So, next week, we've got more on Claire. She and Victoria Newman Amelia Heinel head back to Chicago to see Cole, who is battling Legionnaire's disease. He's happy to see Victoria and Claire again, and was afraid they wouldn't make it back in time. What he means by that is he thinks he is dying. Cole is glad that they're there to say goodbye before he kicks the bucket. For the record, out of curiosity, I looked up to see how fatal Legionnaire's disease is. Not very. It's very treatable. It's got like a 90 to 95% survivability rate in somebody Cole's age who's basically healthy. And even among high-risk individuals that are older or have comorbidities, it's like 70 to 80% survivable. So if Claire's dad kicks the bucket, it would be against the odds. But it's Y&R. I'm not entirely sure they know how to spell Google up in the writer's room to check stuff out before they put it in scripts. The one thing I can think of is maybe Cole is our murder mystery victim, and he's been intentionally infected with some terribly virulent strain of something. I don't know why people would pick on Cole, though, because I'm also wondering if Chance is going to be the one to get a dirt nap, because Connor Floyd quit Y&R. I don't know why they would recast the role of Chance Chancellor, because they barely use him anymore in storylines. It seems like that would be kind of a waste of budgetary resources. And also, so Friday is July 4th. The Independence Day holiday. It's a complete and total toss-up of whether we get a new or a rerun episode of Young and the Restless. Last year, 2024, it was brand new on July 4th, but most years before that, because I was thinking it wasn't new, that it was typically a rerun, and I dived back in just to double-check, looking at recaps, and sure enough, it's almost always an encore. So, it's very important that you check your DVR, late Friday on Saturday, and if it is a rerun, delete it or your Monday episode might not record because they encode it with the episode number and the season number. And if you already have one sitting on your DVR with that info, it won't record the next one. It doesn't actually know the content that's aired. It only knows how it was listed in the program guide. Just if you wanted to understand the technicalities of why that happens, because you'll notice if you've got a preemption a lot of times your next day doesn't record, and that's why. Be sure and check back tomorrow for your full roster of Young and of the Restless spoilers. I'll have dated daily spoilers for the entire week of June 30th through July 4th. And even if they tell us it's a new episode, that doesn't mean that it will be. So check your DVR. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.